All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the E3 Mentality Leadership Training Webinar. My name is Stacy Wallace, and it is my joy to host this evening's training webinar along with a number of the top performers in the company from all over the United States tonight. You're going to get to hear some crazy cool momentum that's taking place as a result of the socials that have been going on over the course of the last week. Now, many of you know that we decided to hit the road about a week ago, and we have been hitting Dallas and Raleigh. We're getting ready to go down to McAllen, Texas, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, New Jersey. And we have been seeing these socials popping up. We had them in Kansas City. I think 79 people came to Kansas City, over 200 in Dallas. They're happening in homes all over the United States, some small, some bigger. But what we do know is there's a lot of excitement that's going on right now, and it's stirring up some incredible fun. I know personally, I made a commitment of 10 days that I was going to hit the road with some of the top leaders, including Nathan Gooden and James Linhart, and that we were going to go city to city and work with various teams. And I got to tell you, it's like two men and a lady. It's probably some kind of reality show, actually. We've been having such a great time, but the biggest joy that's happening is seeing what's happening right now in the lives of our members who are doing such a great job of putting these events on around the nation. What I'd like to do real quick is we're going to tell you a couple of updates that have been taking place already in the network. And James Linhart, are you with me right now? Okay.
Yes,
There he is. Okay, we've got him back online. James, let's talk about the iPhone marketing campaign. I've also got Nathan Gooden with me. Nathan, say hello to everybody.
Hello. Let me just start by saying Stacy rocks.
We are having a great time, but I know there's some things tonight before we pop into our training that we want to talk about that are very important for those of you who missed the Solavei Scoop. And it hadn't been launched yet, actually, when we did the Solavei Scoop this week, but now you can clearly see the post is up and live. James, tell us about the I Love My iPhone marketing campaign.
Yeah, I think this is a great campaign. We were talking about it with the leaders in the company today. And really what's going on in the mobile phone industry is that iPhone users are fed up spending over $100 a month for their iPhone, and they're looking elsewhere. So other companies are doing a lot of campaigns to attract people from companies like AT&T and Verizon. And so Solavei really wanted to be a part of that. And because of our value proposition, and it's not just being able to save money, but the opportunity to be able to make money with your iPhone. It's a great way and to really bring on new members. So what we did is we launched a whole marketing campaign. And when you think about a campaign, it really kind of goes across the whole gambit. So right now, what everyone has is you have a landing page inside Solavei, your Solavei.com page. So if you go to Solavei.com / I believe it's mobile-service / iPhone, there's an embedded landing page in everyone's site now. You can easily access that by your outreach manager and by clicking on the graphics that are inside there. So there's Facebook graphics, there's Twitter posts, there's email templates, and there's a new Facebook section that the company's creating on the company Facebook page where people will be able to go and you'll be able to direct people to get education on iPhone. Because as we always talk about, always being able to point to a tool or a team, this is going to be another tool that you're going to be able to utilize when somebody goes, how does the iPhone work on? Well, people always go, what does the iPhone work on Solavei? And now everyone's answer should be yes. And you should always be pointing them to a place where they can get the information, and they're going to be able to do that on Facebook. And there's also more to come on this campaign. But a great campaign to really go out there, educate people, and let them know to bring their iPhone over. And I'm not just I don't know what that term is, but I'm also a user. I'm not just the person that talks about it. I also have the iPhone on Solavei.
Excellent. Well, I just know right now while we are out on the road, we're hitting it city to city. One of the things that people have been asking me, Stacy, how did you put so many people in the network in such a short period of time? One of the things that Nathan has been very smart to do, he's leveraging me right now with all of his team. Nathan, tell him a little bit about what's going on right now in your network and what we're seeing.
Thank you, Stacy. So we're absolutely seeing an increase from these socials. So I am leveraging Stacy to the max. Literally tonight, we scheduled socials beginning at 5:30 every hour. So 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30. There is one going on right now in my house. And literally, I was ushering people into one room, turning it over to Stacy. Stacy would do it. As people arrived, I ushered them into another room, and then I would transfer Stacy to that room. And what we're seeing here, and this is what's so important, and this is when Stacy said in Dallas and in Raleigh to utilize your upline. So find out who your sponsor or who your sponsor is, and utilize them to the fullest. I am truly working Stacy to the max while she's been here this week, and we're seeing the fruit of that. Because what happens is it not only gives credibility to you in helping you build your network, but also it will teach your team to be able to leverage their people as they grow their network. So what I would advise everyone is schedule socials and schedule them on top of each other, because it also just breeds momentum as you have people in one room or you pack out a room. Both in Dallas and in Raleigh, we packed out the rooms, and people just see that this is something that I want to be a part. So I would encourage everyone, the social, I think that there's a misnomer when you schedule socials that you think you have to invite 100 people or 200 people. Some of these socials, like one social tonight, we had 8 people in, and it was probably our most effective social, because we are teaching people the principle of 12 to get 12 or 15 to get 15. Do not think that you have to scale your network. Stacy didn't scale her network to 41,000 people by talking to 41,000 people. She may know personally only 5% or 3% of those people, but she's taught the principle of getting people that teach them to get people, and then that's how our networks scale.
We've been having such a great time. One of the things that you guys probably already know by watching my videos on YouTube, and I like to have fun. If this isn't fun, then I get bored and I don't want to do it. And so I really encourage you to find your fun. The excitement that we're seeing on the road right now is you could be doing it in a house, you can be doing it online, you could be doing Google Hangouts. The point is, there are 331 million people who are using cell phones that are spending too much money. Majority of them are spending over $71 a month. So it's a no-brainer. Now that the enrollment fee has been waived, it's a no-brainer. We've got to go out and we've just got to let people know. And the best way to do it in a fun and social manner. When Nathan's talking about having people in one room and ushering, he's serving drinks, he's having a good time, he's got people talking. Some of them are church people and they're ending up their meetings in prayer. It's just crazy. Everybody's doing it their own way, and everybody's having a great time. If you like to be online, I've told people I have personally not signed anyone up that I've known personally, except for maybe one little handful of people that I've known since pre-launch. Everybody has been because of my blog or because of the Facebook post that we've done. And so you can see right here with this Love Your iPhone, Love the Opportunity to Earn with Solavei post. That is a Facebook post that Solavei has created for you. And there are a ton of them in your Outreach Manager. All you have to do is have fun with it. Now, for me personally, here's a tip that I do. You guys will find as we continue this journey of building towards a 1 million member march that I love to have fun. I'm right brain, but I grew up with a family, a father and a brother that were very left brain. They were very analytical. They like empirical data. They like numbers. And I like numbers as long as they're colorful and they have fun. And so for me, I understand strategy. I understand the importance of taking numbers and scaling numbers. But I also know the importance of human behavior and psychology, that if people don't enjoy it, they quit. It's same with exercising or doing anything in life that requires effort. If you don't enjoy it, you're probably not going to stick to it. So what I do every single day is I go fishing. Now for you, how you fish, it may be different than how I fish, but I fish at night because I got 2 kids, a 12-year-old and an 11-year-old. I've got a ton of work that I have to do during the day, creating programs. I basically work a ton of hours right now because I'm giving all out massive action to Solavei. And you know what I'm doing is I really believe Solavei is giving us an opportunity, like a gold rush, to go after all of those mobile users. Solavei projects to have millions and millions of members in the network. The question is, whose network will they be in? Well, personally, I want them to be in my network, and you should want them to be in yours. I know Nathan and James, we're out here working because we are believing in that million member march, and we're willing to get out of our comfort zone and make it happen. So what I do at night, in addition to the things that I'm doing during the day, is at night when everyone else goes to sleep, when no one else is calling me, I go online, I get on my Facebook, and I post. I post. I might go into my outreach manager and see if I've got anybody in my outreach manager that signed my guest book. I go on my blog. Maybe I write a blog. I send a few emails. And for me, that's fishing. When I go fishing, I have to lay the bait out there. And so I like deep sea fishing for mahi mahi. And we do something called chumming at night. Basically, you lay out the chum at night and you wait and you hope that the fish are smelling it. You hope that they see it and they start to follow you. And as they follow you, eventually they get close enough that they take the bait. And when they take the bait, it's your job to reel them in. Well, I've done some pretty crazy, cool deep sea fishing and competitive fishing. And that's the way it works. Well, that's the way I like to think of getting new members. At nighttime, I lay out the chum, I put out the Facebook posts, I send out the emails, and then I wait and I see if anybody responds. And usually, because I've done that for so long now, for about 5.5 months, I wait for that, and people are starting. Some of them I chummed back in June. Some of them I've chummed 2 weeks ago. Some of them 4 months ago. But as soon as they are ready to make the switch, I wait, because then they'll send me a little note that says, Stacy, I'm excited about this Solavei proposition. What is it? Tell me more. Well, that's like fish on, right? And when you get a fish on, it's your job to reel them in. They say that it takes 8 to 12 touches before someone online is ready to convert. And so think about it. If you're just sending out one post and expecting people to jump in and be a member, it's probably not enough. If you're just touching people one time or calling them up for one social, you're probably going to find that your numbers are low. That's why you just keep chumming. Just keep fishing, because eventually those folks are going to see, wow, Solavei really is a great value proposition. Here's what I told a group downstairs just a few minutes ago. I'm not concerned on whether or not you do Solavei today. I'm so certain that Solavei is going to be a revolution, that it's going to change commerce. I'm so certain about the social commerce revolution that whether you say yes today or whether you say yes in a year, you will say yes. And because I have that certainty, I don't need the sale. I just keep chumming. And I would encourage you guys to do the same thing every single day. Don't take it personal if somebody's not interested right now. I wasn't interested in Twitter when it first got started. I thought everybody was crazy for telling people they were going to the grocery store. But look at me now. I'm on Facebook and Twitter, and I love it. And some people are just going to be late adopters, and you just want to continue sharing it with them. Well, I've got somebody here sitting beside me. She just came up from the social. And if you guys have never gone to graciesgeartraining.com, she is a crazy cool trainer. She trains Boston Marathon athletes. She's absolutely stunningly gorgeous, looks like Barbie incarnate. But she is the one that's actually hosting the social downstairs that Nathan and I are participating in. Gracie, you have been a part of the last few days of seeing what's going on. What is happening right now in your excitement and what's happening in your business?
Well, hi everyone. I can't even describe. I can't even put it into words. You know, the last 3 days of just watching Stacy and Nathan and James just really tell their story, share their story, share strategies on how to really grow your network. I definitely have been completely motivated beyond belief. You know, I spent the last 3 months doing this, 15 minutes here, 20 minutes here, 30 minutes there, amongst all the training that I do, and sharing this incredible cell phone service. But let me tell you, in the last 3 days, in the last week, I've grown my Twitter account from 200 to 1,500 people. And I've had over 500 people look at my Solavei page just in the last 3 days. And it is turning into a lot of fun. And I think what Stacy really brings is that funness to it. You know, making something fun, making something part of your passion, making something part of your everyday living, just really turns it to a completely new level, exciting level. And I always use my outreach manager, definitely all these awesome Facebook posts. But what I like to do is I always like to ask questions that really, you know, how would $1,000 change your life? And let me tell you, just asking that question, I get anywhere from 20 to 30 either likes or responses. And those are my hooks. Those are the people that I then immediately follow up with, tell them about Solavei, and then schedule a time to really talk to them, or schedule a social. I've got a bunch of ladies downstairs. I'm really, really excited about this business. And, the more questions you can ask on Facebook and Twitter, in addition to posting these really great, fun, look at this, love your iPhone. Every Solavei post is just, there's everyone's smiling, everyone's happy. And having Stacy and Nathan as leaders and doing this tour. If you guys know anybody in a city that's within, I don't know, we've had people driving from Atlanta all the way to Raleigh. It makes a difference. If these are people that really want to change their life, I encourage you to definitely get them and yourself to these cities that they're coming in the next few weeks. So thank you, Stacy, for being part of it.
Thank you, and appreciate you guys. Go back to your party, have fun. I'll be down there in a few minutes. So we want to encourage you just to have fun with this. And, for you, fun might be crunching numbers. Well, crunch away. Whatever it is that means fun to you. Oprah Winfrey, Bill Gates, any of the leaders who have become billionaires or who have really done great from turning income into wealth. They've always said, find something you're passionate about and do it every single day. I'll be honest with you guys. I am not passionate about iPhones. I'm not passionate about SIM cards. I'm not passionate about mobile service. I'm certainly not passionate about activations or porting. But what I am passionate about, I'm passionate about people. I'm passionate about building a network of millions of people so that I can have a place in their lives to be able to continue to motivate and inspire and encourage and see, just like Gracie and these others, to see what's happening, to see people making an extra $1,000 a month and it's changing their life. Solavei has become that tool. It's become a vehicle to allow me to gather the people that I can truly begin to touch. So whatever it means to you, maybe you're passionate about orphanages. Maybe you're passionate about your family and you want to spend more time with your family. Maybe you're passionate about getting out of the house you're in and into a house that maybe is a house of your dreams. Whatever it is, make it fun. Find why you want Solavei to work for you and then work with passion every day to make that happen. Now, what James and I have put together, and Nathan, is we've put together some pretty cool, a system, actually. And one of the things that these guys have done, before I said I would go on the road with these crazy yahoos, I said that there were some things that I was going to expect. Some structure, number one. Execution, number two. Speed and accuracy and delivery was something that was also very important. And I was also very, very passionate about making sure that we were identifying people who had a great story that would one day be able to be a Solavei story that could change the world. And so as we're going out and we're meeting these kind of people, every single time we do a social, we always end it the same way. And it's important for you to get this down because the end of the meeting or the end of the social is really the final part where you're asking them, hey, will you play? Will you get on the merry-go-round with me? Would you like to get in the boat, little fish? So you want to make sure that the very end of your social that you ask them three things: to get in, get social, and get free. James and I want to take you through a very simple system. Just a few weeks ago, I was drawing this idea out for the corporate team and saying, I see it like three separate funnels, and that we go in the funnel one way, but we come out the other way. And this is the strategy that we have been working because we've got some pretty cool things on the table with Solavei. We've got the 1K challenge. We've got a 6-minute enrollment. We've got the Thousandaire club on the 1K club. We've got the ability for you to use Outreach Manager. We've got funnel systems coming. So how do you put all this together? Well, tonight, James and I, we want to create a little picture so you can see basically a strategy or what we call the life cycle of a new member. So James, I'm going to let you tap in here and let's do this together. Let's talk about the life cycle of a social member with Solavei. Number one is they get in. Tell us what happens when they get in.
Well, I think getting in is really going through that education of how to enroll, of really how to enroll, and what that process entails, what kind of phone they need to get, unlocking the phone, and bringing someone through that initial funnel of interacting with them and showing them Solavei to the point where they actually become a member inside Solavei. So that first funnel is very important because I think a lot of people might focus on maybe showing the business and things like that. And really, you want to focus on creating everyone into a member and making sure that everyone understands how to get through that process.
So when we say at the end of a social, we say get in, we're basically saying get started with Solavei, enroll, go to solavei.com / and then give them your username. And that enrollment process really, it's a funnel of its own. It takes them through the entire enrollment process even without you. I know now most people, when I sign them up, I don't even have to take them through the process. But what I do say to them, once they're done, I say, call me as soon as you're enrolled, because I want to show you the first step to becoming a thousandaire and getting your fast action bonus. So that would be the first thing you want them to do. James, I'm getting that they're getting a really bad echo at your end, is the way they're texting me and letting me know that we're getting an echo at your end. So you might want to see if you can fix that up. The second thing is to get social. So get in, get social, get free. So what does it mean to get social? Well, once you're a member, we want you to begin to do everything you can do to become a thousandaire. So number one, you want to take the 1K challenge. The 1K challenge is very simple. It's free, but it comes with great coaching and emails that are going to help you know how to become a thousandaire in 90 days or less. Now, obviously, it's up to your efforts, and we really encourage you, though. These emails have been written by some of our top performers to help keep you from doing the mistakes that they made and help you do the things that have made them successful. So number one is enroll. Number two, make sure you take the 1K challenge in how to become a thousandaire. Now, also in Get Social, how do you become a thousandaire? You got to go fishing. You need to be posting every single day on Facebook. Now, what does that mean? Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, whatever is your social platforms of choice. Well, I want to give you a quick social media tip. And one of these days, we're going to actually do a social media training because I think it's very important. People always ask me, Stacy, how do you continue to enroll a trio a week, every week? How do you keep doing that? Well, I do it through social media. I'm constantly engaging people I know, people I don't know, people I meet in groups online, people I meet at the store. I get them online. But one thing you want to know about social media, once you refer somebody to your Facebook or you send an email or you get a Facebook post up, remember this. It's called the 1090. The 1090 rule is this. If you're going to be posting on Facebook or Twitter, do not be like a car salesman that just keeps screaming, Solavei, 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 Solavei. You want to do 10% promotion and 90% connection. 10% promotion and 90% connection. Now, what does that mean? Well, you want to spend 90% of your time just getting to know people, talking to them, liking their posts, telling them their kids are cute. If they are cute, don't lie if they're not. Just checking out what they're doing and commenting to people. You want to spend 10% trying to sell your goods. So if you're trying to get people to become members of Solavei, I get it. You want it so much for them. But you know what? If you want it more for them than they want it themselves, then you'll actually be viewed as a pushy salesperson. And nobody wants to buy anything from a salesperson these days. They want to share. They want to make decisions on their own. So think about it this way. If you were to go into a social party and let's say people are standing around and they're talking and you are the guy that walks in and you walk into the cocktail party and you just immediately walk up to everybody and start putting your business card in their hand. Hello, my name is Jack John and I just want to tell you about Solavei. And you just walk around the room and you just keep telling everybody about Solavei. You know what? You're going to be the guy that nobody wants to talk to. You're going to be the guy that people start turning away when you walk that way. And that has been the problem with direct sales and why I'm so thankful that Solavei has chosen instead to be a part of social sharing and the social commerce revolution. Instead of selling anything, in fact, that's not what you want to do. You just want to listen to people. You want to connect with them and then you want to share. So imagine instead of going in like the car salesman who puts the business card in all the people's hands in the cocktail party. Instead, you walk in the cocktail party and what should you do? You should be graceful. You should be honorable. You should go in and, hey, how's the family? How you doing? Great. Awesome. It was great seeing you at the baseball game the other night. You have conversation and you listen. You maybe read their posts and you see somebody that finally connects with you and says, you know what, I was hoping my kids could do baseball this year, but things have been tight and we're not going to be able to do it this year. And you look at that and you private message them and say, hey, listen, I just saw your post. I think I might have something that could help you and your kids get back into baseball. I'm going to shoot you over a video. What's an email that I can send it to? It's a 6-minute video. It's changed my life. I think it could change yours. All you're looking for is the email. When you get that email, you can now send them something through Outreach Manager. Now, you may be doing posts on Facebook, but remember, 10% promotion, 90% connection. Be the friend you want to have. Don't be the friend you want to diss. So that's something really important about getting social. Now, when we birth, I believe it's going to be next week, our funnel system, Solavei has been doing an incredible job. I've been able to be a part of some of the updates and watching it getting cleaned up. And it really is amazing what's getting ready to be released. But I'll tell you right now, I have not done any of my business, despite having the biggest network. I've not done any of it with a funnel. I've done it all with Outreach Manager. So right now you have everything you need to build a ginormous network. Now, when Solavei lays on top of it, the funnel that they're going to be putting together that will be 100% Solavei, you won't have to worry about buying it from somebody else. You can get it straight up from Solavei. When you're able to do that, it's going to actually automate things just a little bit more. So there's going to be a learning curve, and we're going to show you how to do that because I've been doing it very effectively, but there is a knack to it. You don't want to just throw a bunch of leads into a system and see what sticks. I know some people like to do that, but I'll be honest with you. The best way to develop a solid, trustworthy, sustainable business is to create relationships. We're going to show you how to do that. So number one, get in, enroll. Number two, get social. We provide the social tools with Outreach Manager and Solavei, as well as more social tools to come. We provided 1K challenge for you to tap into to get the training. And the goal right now, if you're just getting started, if you don't have your first trio, you want to get your trio. You want to do if you've already talked to 20 people and they've said no, you need to change something up. That means that you're probably not doing something right. You've probably been saying something a little ineffective, or maybe you just haven't seasoned them long enough. Remember, it takes 8 to 12 touches for somebody to be willing to actually make an online purchase. So that means don't just send out a video once and go, well, I've talked to everybody and nobody's responded. That's not the way you do it. You don't go fishing, just throw it out in the water and then leave if you don't get any fish. You got to move around. You got to make sure you're fishing in the right pond. You got to make sure you're using the right bait. So make adjustments. Okay, we're going to talk about what happens after you become a thousandaire, because some of you are on this call and you're like, okay, I'm really close to becoming a thousandaire. Then what? James, are you back with us? I know you were fixing up the audio there. Are you back with us? Okay, let me see if I can find James here. I'm gonna tap in and
now, Stacey, how's that?
There we go. We got him.
Does that sound better without the echo?
Yes, it does. Thank you, James. So tell us what happens. Get free. What does that mean?
The freedom really comes into once somebody has promoted themselves to thousandaire, is really teaching others how to do exactly the same. And when people ask, what do I need to do to get to freedom, get to the point where I'm earning $5,000, $10,000 a month, really teaching other people how to become a thousandaire, and that's what that Get Free funnel is all about.
And James, you know, you and I have had the privilege over these last few days with Nathan and with others to be talking about that. We've heard a lot of folks that are making $1,000. They've let us know how that's changed their life. You know, one of the things about getting free, obviously, get in, get social. The first thing we want you to do, get free cell service. Just go out and get 3 trios. 3 trios, 3 equals free. If you haven't done that yet, that is the first game changer, because that allows you now to take money that's been in your budget going towards a cell phone, and now allows you to redirect those funds somewhere else, or it allows you to never have a cell phone payment again. Obviously, it allows you to take those funds going forward, and be able to do things that you wouldn't normally do. Now, let me just tell you guys a little secret. My son is 12 years old. And my son has 2 trios. I told my son that by the time he's 13, he would take over his own cell phone bill. Well, obviously that's $49 with Solavei, but he got 2 trios. So now with 2 trios, he's making $40 a month on his Purple Pay card. Now it's only $9. So I've told him he's got till May 25th, which is his birthday, to go get another trio, which will make his cell service free every single month, basically paid for by his Purple Pay card. So beyond that, at the age of 13 or maybe even before, he's going to be operating on 100% profits with his very first business as an entrepreneur. As he continues to share it with people, my hope is that by the time he turns 14, he's making a couple $100 a month or $1,000 a month. Imagine when he's 16, 17, 18. If this is that simple for a 12-year-old to do it, imagine how many people's lives we could change. First, by getting in, teaching them to get social. My son posts on Instagram all the time. It's so cute. And then to get free mobile service, and then keep going. Don't stop there. Shoot for freedom. And we're seeing some great things that are taking place as we continue to share with folks on this tour. Now, James, I know that we've got somebody else that's on the line with tonight that has been having tremendous success with the socials. Laura Wells, are you with us?
I am. I'm here.
Excellent. So tell us, you've been obviously doing your first Google Hangouts. Some folks are doing these live in person. Some are doing them online. I love the fact that you're a Google Hangout newbie and you're crushing it right now, but you're also doing call meetings. You're also putting people into accountability programs. You're doing socials. Tell us what's been happening over these last few days in your network.
Oh my gosh, it's completely blowing my mind right now. It's crazy fun. I mean, we're just out there sharing what Solavei is doing. I think the company has made it even easier because of all the momentum that's going on. I mean, we've got, you guys are out there doing all these events. The Ryan's vision presentation that he did in the beginning of the year, announcing all the exciting updates. We're just kind of riding this wave, and I got to tell you, I mean, yeah, I'm a total hangout newbie. I did my very first one with Iman Mitchell. He does interviews when somebody promotes to social networkers. So I had the honor of being on his webinar, and that was super fun. And that was kind of my initiation into Google Hangouts. And then I started doing it with my team, and I realized, I mean, the face-to-face really goes a lot further. It's one thing to be on the internet. Social media is great, but that face-to-face connection really adds a whole nother dimension. That's why I'm such a fan of these social events. I mean, we're a people-driven business. Solavei is a social thing. I mean, I think that the secret to success with Solavei is actually right under the logo. It's powered by relationships, and there's no better relationship than face-to-face and belly-to-belly. And so my personal recommendation is if you can get to one of these social events, if it is anywhere within reasonable distance to you, whether you have to drive or rent a van or fly, whatever, you need to get there. It will definitely serve you well. I had one of my members of our boom team, David Braylard, he actually rented a van, filled it up with his friends, and drove from Atlanta to Raleigh at the event. And he's within his fast action bonus period. He is less than 60 days in. He is on fire. And I don't think it's a coincidence that a couple days later he personally sponsored 6 or 7 brand new people after that Raleigh event. He just came back on fire with the energy and the enthusiasm that was created at that social event, and it serves you well. James mentioned at the Solavei social in Dallas that the smartest people who have the largest networks, what they typically do is they'll use things like this as a tool. If you're talking about Solavei to share it with others, you should be pointing to something, whether it's Outreach Manager or a video or whatever. These Solavei socials, these events, that's a tool. You should be using that as a third-party thing to help you explain what Solavei is. So get your people to these events and feed off that momentum that it creates, because it works, and it's not you having to do all the work. It's crazy, blowing my mind. It's awesome.
Well, Laura, another thing that we did that I think is a cool strategy that has been, I love to see people show up and be celebrated. And, we've all made a commitment, those of us who are in this 90-day push, like we've even signed commitment forms that we are going to dedicate to get a trio a week, that we're passionate, and we're going to continue to have these team huddle calls where we connect of accountability. And I know you had a call here, I think it was last night. And at the end of the call, I said, all right, whoever can get the first trio, when I say go, the first trio, and I think it was something I said I was going to do like an hour of one-on-one coaching with them. And I said, on your mark, get set, go. And what happened? I mean, it was you. I got a text from you and said, Stacy, it's blowing up. What happened?
They took it to heart. I had several of my just rock stars on my team on that call with you, and I just loved it. My phone was literally blowing up. A couple of them are direct to me, so I get those notifications when they're adding to our personal network, and it's just amazing. I mean, that I got off the phone with you, and 11 minutes later, I got my first ding on my phone because one of those people, Ashley Hansen, who was on that call, had enrolled her first member 11 minutes after that call ended. It's just, again, it's feeding off the energy and the enthusiasm of others. It drives the momentum to be something that just literally, it just knocks your socks off. You can't duplicate. It's just something that is created when you have multiple people together in a group, and it's hugely beneficial. So yeah, but we had 5 members. I think 5 members. I think they enrolled. I guess it was probably 8 or 9 people in less than 2 hours. They just got after it.
That is awesome. Well, when we say get social, obviously there's a lot of ways for you to get social. We're talking a lot about in-house, coffee shop, face-to-face, Google Hangout, how to take people from Facebook online to offline. Next week, we're going to be talking about more online strategies as well, like Google Hangouts and others, and giving you some tips on what to do there. So you want to make sure you tap back in, because next week is going to be all about getting social online. And hopefully that'll give you some more ideas. You know, somebody had sent a question in here a few minutes ago. Stacy, I'm talking to my family and they just keep telling me to go away. Well, then go away. Don't keep going back to the same people. If you find that the fish are full in an area, you want to find hungry fish people. You want to go where they're biting the bait. So, you know, I see it all the time in network development that people can be wanting it so much for a specific group of people, but you know, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make a horse drink. And that's where you've got to be willing to get out of your comfort zone, find new things. Tonight, I had a great lady that came up and said, Stacy, I feel like I need to get out of my own comfort zone here. Where can I go? I said, well, how many people do you have on Facebook? She said 1,100. I said, are you kidding me? Okay, that's where we need to go. And we need to start doing it a little different. Let's, instead of talking about Solavei, let's start getting some groups of women together and just start talking about being a mom and making money. And so you got to get creative with what you're saying and what you're doing. You have to have absolute certainty that what you're sharing is good for them. And that way you never feel like you're pitching stuff. But more importantly, you also have to be certain so that you can continue to move forward without a sales attitude or mentality, because we are not in the direct selling business. We are in social sharing, and it's a big, big difference. Okay, so get in, get social. Let's look here. What's the next slide? We've got get free. Now, many of you know the ripple effect, me, my life, my world. And I got that text from you, James, that he's not in a good coverage there with his computer. He's at a hotel up in down in Fort Lauderdale, going to be doing an event tomorrow night. So I'm going to go ahead and cover the rest of this call. But get free, the ripple effect. Obviously, that's what we're wanting to do here. Why are we like kamikazes going into all these cities, blowing up fun right now? Because we know we're leaving a ripple effect for the rest of this year. We've already heard plans that the company's going to start doing Google Hangouts, and the company's going to start selecting people where Ryan Wirch, our CEO and founders, going to start calling into these socials. So you guys get excited about it, whether it's online or offline. Now's the time to get in, get social. And now, here we go, get free. The ripple effect is this. If you are right now just getting started, you got to think about yourself for just a minute. What would it mean right now to have no more cell phone bill? Well, that's a big deal. Me means I want to get free mobile service. And once you do that, that means you can begin to move those budget items in another direction. My life, what does that mean? Well, we always ask the question, what would an extra $1,000 mean to you and your family? Well, for every single person that we've had in these last 5 socials here at Nathan Gooden's Taj Mahal gigantic palace of a home, every one of them, whether they're rich, poor, broken, hungry, or wealthy, $1,000 is still a game changer. They all say that would still change our life. That is a game changer because for most people, an extra $1,000 a month would be a mortgage payment, be a car payment. It would change someone's world. And then, of course, that to do that, we want you to join the 1K challenge. It's, of course, that is set and designed. That tutorial video, the 1K roadmap, is set and designed to tell you how exactly to set your 7-day, 30-day, and 90-day goals so that you can effectively move from a new member through those funnels into engagement, from a member to a thousandaire, and then from a thousandaire to freedom. And of course, that's when you begin to affect my world. Your world, when you can turn around and do what we're doing right now, is you know what? You're happy. I'm thrilled at the money that I'm making with Solavei. It's life changing. Guys, I'm just telling you, to be able in the short 5.5 months to have such a astronomical 6-figure income right now, to be traveling around. We don't make those promises that that's what you're going to make. We don't brag about it. In fact, we don't even like talking about the money. But I got to tell you, I'm looking at the people that I originally started with in the company, all making $1,500, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $20,000 or more a month. That makes me feel like I'm changing my world. I'm changing the lives of my friends and family just simply by sharing the opportunity, and then they're changing their world by taking action. So when you do that, what happens is you begin to help other people become thousandaires. And it really does feel good at night when you lay your head down on the pillow. Some nights I'm tired, more tired than others. Right now I'm running on I would say about 18 hours to 20 hours a day. People say that is crazy. You're right. It's not duplicatable, but it's a season. I'm seizing the day. I'm carpe diem. I'm squeezing the lemon. And I encourage you right now, don't let this moment pass you by. If you see this as an opportunity, then see it as a land rush. You know, in Oklahoma, the land rush was that you would rush to get as big a parcel of land as you possibly could because you knew you wanted to stake your claim on the largest parcel possible because one day it would be worth great value. Well, right now, you want to build as big a network as possible because we will grow to be $1 billion company. I believe we will have millions and millions of members. The question is, whose network will they be in? Why not yours? And right now, that is how you can not only change your life and the lives of those around you, but I really believe together we will be able to leave an imprint and to change the economics of this nation. Free mobile service is as simple as this. Go out and enroll 9 people or 3 trios in Solavei and earn free mobile service every single month as long as they stay on. How is that? Because for every trio that you personally bring to the Solavei, the company is going to put $20 on your pay card. So that would be $20, $40, $60 would pay very well for your $49 a month unlimited voice, text, and data. And you can see that the joining the 1K club is not only going to help you become, you're going to be a thousandaire, but you're also going to see that as a thousandaire, you join the ranks of some pretty cool people. We have a Facebook page, the 1K club, that you'll be a part of. And truly, it's a testimony for you to share with other friends that if it can happen for you, then it can happen for others as well. And then, of course, when you change your world, that's when you help other people become a thousandaire as well. And of course, we've got all kinds of incentives, exciting recognition that comes along that as well. Well, we are excited to be on this member-led city-to-city tour and to also be preempting and pre-hosting, getting people ready and fired up for the big Solavei regionals that are coming. Very excited to announce that the first regional is going to be in Dallas, Texas on March 15th and 16th. Now, you want to make sure you check out solavei.com and get all the details on that. You're also going to be able to hear that we are going to be doing an event in April, I believe, in Fort Lauderdale, and then somewhere in Southern California as well. You want to tap into all of those, be building towards them. And what we're doing in these city-to-city tours and all these Google Hangouts is we're building towards these local events. I really believe that we want to have thousands and thousands and thousands of people at these. Now, you can see we've already done Dallas and Raleigh. McAllen, Texas is tomorrow night at 6 p.m. I'll be flying from here to McAllen. James left this morning to Fort Lauderdale. So he will be in Fort Lauderdale, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And we encourage you, if you're in Texas, then check out that one that I'm going to be at. If you're in Florida, check out the one that he's going to be at. Now, let me tell you, the location of Fort Lauderdale is at 7 p.m. at the Courtyard Fort Lauderdale. That's 400 Gulfstream Way, Dania Beach, Florida. So that is right there by Fort Lauderdale. So Courtyard, Fort Lauderdale is where you want to be at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. McAllen, Texas, of course, is at the McAllen Public Library. And that's going to be at 6 p.m. Make sure you tap into this. Now, you guys can go to the websites, the Facebook pages of all these different leaders, and you can check them out. They've got the actual full list posted. This one here, it looks like it doesn't have the addresses on it. Now, we're going to fly from McAllen. I'm going to be flying into Miami. So will James and Nathan. And at 7 p.m., we will be at the Hilton Miami Airport. We have absolutely loved seeing all the different teams from all over the map coming to these events and all different organizations. We want you to know that you are going to be very well welcomed. Let us know who invited you. Make sure that you come and see us. If you've got leaders, if you've got folks that you're going to be sending, give us a holler, send us a Facebook private post so that we can take care of your people and make sure that they are treated with great hospitality. So Miami, Florida is the Hilton Miami Airport. That's the Hilton Miami Airport at 5101 Blue Lagoon Drive in Miami, Florida. So Miami is the Hilton Miami Airport. And then Jersey, and that's going to be at 7 p.m. in Miami. And then I'm going to fly up with James. We're going to go up to New Jersey, Jersey City, New Jersey. And at 2 p.m. on Sunday, we're going to be at the Sheridan Lincoln Harbor, 500 Harbor Boulevard, and that is in Weehawken, New Jersey. So Sheridan Lincoln Harbor, 500 Harbor Boulevard, and that's going to be at 2 p.m. So make sure you check out the tour. Make sure you're a part of it. And then be sure to pump right now. You need to be registering for the Solavei Regional Tour. Dallas, Texas, you can register already online right now. Make sure that you do that. And then we've got the others that are coming up later on in the year. Okay, 2013 Cruise to Thousand Air. First thing you want to do is get in. Second thing you want to do is get social and take the 1K challenge. Third thing you want to do is get your mobile service paid for free by 9 people or 3 trios. And then what do you want to do on your way to becoming a Thousandaire? You want to enroll 15 new members in your personal connections. That's your first connections, people that you personally bring in, and then have those people bring in 30 new members in your second tier. What that's going to do, those are the baseline qualifications for that 2013 Caribbean cruise. So we're very excited. There's other qualifications. You can take a look at that. It ends May 31st. Go check it out on my.solavei.com, and you can see the post right there. Click on it and go see how you can get yourself cruise to a Thousandaire. Now, tonight I had some folks just getting started tonight. They said, Stacy, I will be on that cruise, because they see it. 15 people. Oh my goodness, there's 331 million people using phones right now. Surely I can find 15 that want to save money. Not 15 that are going to buy lotions, potions, or pills or some kind of auto ship. 15 people that will save money by switching to Solavei. Well, I believe that tonight, I hope you guys feel the energy. I feel like I've been drinking caffeine or something because I'm talking so fast. But we are doing what we're doing because we are marching to 1 million. We're passionate. We're dedicated. We believe in Solavei with absolute certainty. There's so much uncertainty in the world right now that you must have certainty in something. And you know, one thing I do know is I know that Ryan Wirch, our CEO and founder, Maria Pinchevsky, Larry Wallace, Jose Rojas, Jim Ryan, Alan Hebner, I know these leaders are passionately dedicated at the corporate offices to providing the solid infrastructure we need corporately, so that those of us that are out here, that are the sea of millions, that we go out and we do our part, that we go out and we passionately share Solavei with others. Whether you do it online or whether you do it offline, go fishing today. Tonight, before you go to bed, post something on Facebook. Get jiggy with it on social. Make sure that you're taking action. If you're not on autopay, I challenge you to get on autopay. It's the best way for you to ensure that you and your team continues to be on target every single month. We just find people sometimes they forget to make that payment, and then it changes up their pay structure. And we just want to make sure that you know staying on autopay is the easiest, most simple way to ensure that you've got that cell service every single month. Now, number 2, take the 1K challenge. If you haven't already done it, everyone, whether you're a thousandaire, whether you're trying to be a thousandaire, whether you're pushing towards being an E3, you need to be taking the 1K challenge so that you can share it with your team. Number 3, if you haven't already, get free mobile service. Get your 3 trios. Connect with your upline. Host a social. Do a Google Hangout. Get on Facebook. Go fishing. I don't care what you have to do, but go get free mobile by getting 3 trios. Number 4, become a thousandaire. One of the things I shared tonight that I'll share in these last 2 things in closing is, my son started playing basketball here recently. I was a big basketball player, and I've played league basketball. I've played junior Olympic. I'm passionate about basketball. And I didn't start off good, but I eventually developed a mean 3-point shot. Started averaging 23 to 28 points a game. How did I do that? I just kept practicing. My son recently started playing basketball, and he's not the best player on the team, but he's getting better. And every single time he gets out there, I just tell him, baby, just keep shooting. You're not going to make every shot when you first get started, just like you're not going to bring in every fish when you go fishing. You're probably not going to pull in every member that you introduce to Solavei right off the bat. But don't stop shooting. Don't stop fishing, and don't stop sharing. Eventually, if you stay the course and don't give up, you're going to increase your speed and your accuracy. And you're going to find that thousandaire is really not that far away. So I want to encourage you, the way you do that is have, number 5, a trio a week mentality. Make it your dedication and commitment that you're going to have a trio every single week, no matter what. Somebody said, Stacy, is that a lot? Does that seem like a lot? I mean, here you have this big network and you're dedicated to a trio. Maybe I shouldn't push that much. You know what? If you were in a sales job, which this isn't, but if you were, they expect you to make 40, 50, 60 calls a day. If you only did 3 a week, you would probably get fired. And that's selling items that are thousands and thousands of dollars, like cars and houses. We're talking 3 a week, getting 3 people to save money by switching their mobile service to $49 unlimited instead of paying $100, $120 a month. Yes, you can. That's what I want to tell you tonight. Yes, you can. A trio a week mentality is not only suggestible, it's doable. And I believe that if you continue to increase your speed and accuracy, you're going to find that it's the right thing to get your team to do as well. Well, I just want to say thank you to all of our guests this evening. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you for sharing this time of the evening with me. Happy Valentine's Day. God bless you guys. I hope that you tell someone that you haven't said it to in a long time. Say, I love you. I hope that you're able to forgive somebody that maybe you've held a grudge at. Now's a great time to let the big old red heart that is floating around the world right now and let Cupid hit your heart and do something extraordinary. Recently somebody said to me, do something extraordinary, and I ran through a fountain. You guys can see that on YouTube or Facebook. And I challenge you, do something you normally wouldn't do. Do something extraordinary. Do something tonight with your wife or your husband or your kids, something that makes them say, wow. I want you guys to know how honored and privileged I am to be able to be with you on these Thursday nights and with all of our guests, believing the best. Remember, now is the time. This is the place, and you are the ones that are going to start this 1 million member march and revolution. My name is Stacy Wallace.